Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I have a great surprise for you today, and that is Bob Kudla is joining us last minute to talk about 2025, the stock market, trading, where he thinks everything's going to go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Okay, I got very lucky because the market is closed today, and I called Bob, and we should have set something up today. And Bob says, "Be my Uber driver."
yeah. So I woke up this morning and Dan saying, "Boy, I wish we can get together." I say, "Hey, the market's closed," and he goes, "I'm on my way." I go, "Oh, what do you mean on my way?" So I had to get a haircut, shave. I had to find a shirt, and lo and behold, we're here today. But all kidding aside, I live pretty close to the Ritz, and Dan was kind enough to come grab me here, and we want to talk about 2025 a little bit. I think
Absolutely.
what's really going to be amazing is that for as insane 2024 is, 2025 is going to make it look like a nothing burger. It's going to be really interesting. We really don't know the effects of the changes that Trump's going to do to the economy and the market. Overall, long term, it's all the right things to do. Short term, the volatility that's going to come into the markets are going to be something that we're going to have to be decided and deciphered day by day. And
Okay.
so you're going to really need to be able to really understand the algorithms and the tea leaves. And, we're already starting to see the precursors of it here starting this year. Santa rally never showed up. Okay, then we thought Santa was going to be an orthodox, and come after Christmas. Santa didn't show up for that either. Now the big hope is that we're going to get a Trump bump because they basically wiped out the Trump lift. And the reason being is that we're slowly slipping into a recession. Obviously, been watching Dan and listening to me for any period of time. It's been a slow crawl into the into this recession, and now I think it's going to accelerate. I'll let Dan get it. We're in Edgewood, and I'm going to tell you some of the data that we're seeing is pretty scary.
One thing that Bob and I talked about is we had a successful trading class in November of 2024, and Bob has agreed to do it again, but with a little bit of a twist too. And that one thing that, we had talked about was having it be a threefold event, which it was going to be beginning trading, intermediate trading, and advanced trading all in one. And Bob has agreed to do this for a very inexpensive price of $399 right now, which is only for a limited time. So you got to sign up for it quick at Bob's trading class, and you get access to Trade Genius. Tell them everything that they get.
Yeah, so you're going to sit through the training, and then at the end of training, you actually get a year's worth of subscription to the Trade Genius, basically the ETF, the basic room. You also get our basic indicators and algorithms, and you get access to our chat room. So you're basically getting an incredible deal. Usually we charge a lot more for what you're gonna get. I mean, at least $1,000 plus. And I agreed to do it with Dan for $399, and I think it's important for you guys to really understand the mechanics of trading and what really matters and what doesn't matter in the stock market, because there's a lot of bad information out there, and there's a lot of false narratives, and there's a lot of, I would call, hopium out there, and we're going to help you dispel that and show you how you just grind your way to wealth. In fact, the crazier the market gets, the better our system works.
Plus, I have seen classes like this that are 10 times the price. So it's never going to be cheaper, guys. If you guys want to take advantage of this, but the one thing that I asked Bob is that, you know, everybody has various knowledge when it comes to stocks and trading and their future. And as far as the stock market itself, Bob is great with this, but we're going to make it so that everybody's going to be able to be covered during this time. So you're going to be able to have, like I said, beginning, intermediate, and advanced training all done in the same class. So check out bobstradingclass.com and use that link below to sign up. And again, it's going to be the 15th of January. It's only a few days that you're going to have this, and the price is going to go up substantially once we get a set number of people sign up. So first come, first serve gets the deal, and then after that, it's going to go up substantially. So,
Yeah, and typically what we do in these environments when I do normal videos with Dan is the offers are only good till Saturday, and that'll be the same with this. It'll go up to
okay,
regular pricing afterwards, and we keep the classes at a certain limit, so there will be a little scarcity factor only because we allow people to ask questions, and if I have hundreds and hundreds of people there, then it gets unwieldy. So, first come first serve, and we shut it off.
perfect, perfect. So, as far as the bond market lately has been tumultuous, to say the least. And a lot of experts out there are saying that this is going to be the thing that's going to be the biggest problem right now, and it's going to affect everything in the stock market. Is that a major concern right now?
Yeah, so you're talking about the rates climbing up here. Colin Powell, same problem. Jerome Powell, is lowering rates, but the long end of the curve is blowing out, and so people are really, really worried that can that affect the stock market? If it continues to go that way, it will. The problem we're having now, they're kind of front running Trump a little bit, and they're pushing the rates up higher because they say, quote unquote, he's going to be inflationary. Trump will be deflationary, actually. And I'm here to tell you that by the end of 2026, we'll have zero rates on in the bond market, and this 10-year push up is basically a false move here. And I would tell you to buy TLT, hand over fist here over the next couple of weeks because you'll see that thing double over the next 2 years.
Okay, say that again. You think that he's going to lower interest rates dramatically? That's what you think he's going to do?
He has no choice. So what's happening now, and Dan, in fact, I'll send it to you if you want to throw it up on the link here
Sure,
for people.
absolutely.
Revolving credit is collapsing at a faster rate than what happened in the great financial crisis. That means
You talk about that all the time.
yeah, so that means people that are trying to well, not even trying. So people that want credit can't get credit. The people that can afford credit don't want credit. So credit is collapsing. And the way our system works, we're what's called a credit-based monetary system. So it requires increasing amounts of credit to be injected into the system to drive the markets higher and to drive economic activity. When you have collapsing rates, people are wondering, why is the dollar going up so much? Well, the dollar's going up so much because the money supply is collapsing. Remember, the dollar is a function of the money supply. And so when that collapses and velocity collapses, the dollar goes up. And then you end up getting into what's called a debt deflation cycle. And I think that's what's coming next. You're going to hear words like pushing on a string coming up in the next year or two because the Fed will be lowering interest rates, but people either won't be able to get credit or don't want credit. And then the Federal Reserve is utterly useless at that point. And you have Trump right now trying to rein in the deficits and the debt by curtailing activity in the federal government, and that's going to drive the system down as well.
Wow. Okay. There's a ton there. One thing that is absolutely crazy is as the inauguration gets here and the new administration gets here, I think that we're just going to see, it's not going to be smooth sailing. We have to, when you look at Reagan and what happened with Reagan, if everything that he does, meaning Trump does, to strengthen the economy and solidify the economy, we're still going to have a tough year. I mean, 2025 is not going to be smooth sailing at all. And I mean, I've had businesses that have had to borrow money in the past, and there's times it's very easy to get, oh, what do you need? And we'll have it in your account in an hour. And then there's times that no matter how solid you are and how you're, how strong you are, you just can't get it. So I think people are going to experience that. And they talked about how great the Christmas shopping season was online. It was not good in the stores. So, we're going to see a lot more businesses close. You're going to see a lot more layoffs. I mean, they anticipate in the trucking industry alone, they anticipate an additional 4,500 layoffs in early 2025. If they're not shipping things, things are not getting sold.
Well,
it's that simple.
In addition to that, there's the rise of AI and these productivity tools coming out. You're looking at 2 to 3 million white collar jobs going away in the next 5 years, and these are jobs that are $60,000 to $500,000. I mean, if you think about it, paralegals, you're not going to need paralegals. You're not going to need any midman. I think, Trump's going to change the tax code. How many CPAs are going to get wiped out? How many tax lawyers are not going to be needed anymore? And these people make a lot of money. What I call the fire industry. That's that's finance, insurance, and real estate. That's the backbone of a credit economy, and that's going to get wiped out right now. I'm in the market right now, so we just bought a Toyota truck, okay, and thank you Bitcoin in November, we paid it off, and then next week on the 11th, I'm buying a brand new ES gas hybrid, and my point here, besides a humble brag, is that the rates they're giving us it makes no sense for me to put any money down at all. And I asked why, and we got honesty from these people. They basically said that cars aren't moving. Now, if Lexuses aren't moving, that should tell you everything, because that's like the best car out there. The Toyota Lexuses always move. He said our lots we have surplus on the lots. He said we just give these incredible incentives to, but you need great credit to get the rates. And so they're kind of a conundrum. They offer great rates, but you have to have great credit or you have to have a job. And so we're locking down. We got 2 brand new cars, so that when the bad news hits, if something happens, I can't say things going to happen here. My wife has a business, can get shut down. Things can really slow down, and then next thing you know it, if I needed a car, I want to be prepared. And I think that's what we want you to be prepared too. Tremendous opportunities right now in the stock market with these new products that are coming out. These are called high yield dividend products. They're also called what they actually call the fixed yield dividend products coming out. And we're helping people. These are game changers. These are life changing kind of trades you can make. And you don't have to be any fancy guy. You don't need a guru. We'll show you how to put these trades on, and you can ride some of these trades for months and months and months. And all you do is you just max you're managing the ratios between the long side and the short side, and you do that once a month. And some of these yields are like the ones from MicroStrategy. Up until last month, 140% yield. 140% yield.
It's crazy.
It's
unbelievable.
And the lowest ones are 20% yield. I mean, some of the biggest names out there, because they're using derivatives, and derivatives aren't going away anytime soon.
Let's talk about our sponsor, Private Internet Access VPN. A VPN is a virtual private network, and what it does is it gives you a level of encryption from any device that you're on to any website that you go to. This includes your bank, any government website, any private business that you go to. You can protect yourself and make sure that you're encrypted and hidden from the bad guys. Now, I have used this product for well over 2 years. It is absolutely amazing. Private Internet Access has 83% off their regular price. I am telling you guys, in this climate right now, you need to have this more than ever right now. The bad guys are out there to get us. The government is watching everything that we do, and we want to protect ourselves by having a VPN. Go to #1 rated Private Internet Access, guys. Listen, this is so simple to use. See this? There's no hardware to install. All you do is press one button, and when it turns green like that, you are fully protected. I can go to any website. I can surf the web with the security of knowing that my data is not going to be hacked. Think about this, guys. Right now, you can change locations. Let's say that you're out of California. You wanted to watch all local news to stay up on the fires and everything. You could change, your location with the click of a button and be able to watch this. What if you wanted to watch hockey playoffs right now? You could click one button and change the local sports in your area of your favorite team. Australian Open, let's face it, we get tidbits here in the States of what's going on with the Australian Open that starts this weekend. You could watch it live. Check it out today, guys. It's great for entertainment. My daughter uses it for Formula One and watches races around the world. Check it out today, but save 83% and contact Private Internet Access. Use the link below. Sign up today. It's pennies a day. Plus, here's the best part. The deal I set up with the company includes all your devices. So your laptop, your cell phone, your computer, your tablet, everything is done and included on one account for your household. Check it out today, private internet access VPN. I'm telling you guys, it's one of the best things I've ever purchased. Now your daughter's self-employed, and she just recently moved into a new apartment. You told me where the area is. I know it's a great area, and but I don't want to get specific on it. But you got her in these trades, and she's making money every month to basically cover her, like you call it, her chair rent and her rent at her apartment. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell people so you get a perspective is that she had money put away. You know, she was been a saver her whole life. She's 23 years old, by the way, and has a penthouse apartment in Santa Ana in the up and coming area. And so she's a stylist, and she does very well. But you know, chair expenses go up, rent goes up, and so she took a portion of her savings into these products, $65,000, and she's generating a little over $2,000 a month from those, with very little what they call NAV erosion, which means the asset value erosion. And so, you know, her chair is $1,200 a month, and she throws $800 a month to the IRS, you know, to cover her business profits, you know, to cover her portion of FICA and stuff like that. And then this year, Dan, is we're going to tweak it again so that she can cover her portion of the rent. By the way, she went in with two other girls in the place, totally safe. You know, 7th floor. You know, the girls where she was staying before was a little sketchy. Dad's happy that she moved into a nicer place, and believe it or not, she's not paying any more rent than she did when she was renting a house with the same girls, because rents are starting to soften.
Absolutely.
You know, and so we took advantage of that, and you know, that's you're talking 35-40% yield here, and the reason being is that's the rich always trade it this way. Now these products are becoming available for retail. I've been telling Dan about these for a year. First of all, people didn't believe me, and then they told me why it wouldn't work, and now they're telling me they're in it. So you know, I feel like Mahatma Gandhi here. They're finally giving up and rolling over, and now they're coming out with basically the short side too. So as the markets roll over, you'll be able to take advantage of it. Like I think right now, Nvidia is probably the most overvalued company out there, where you could do a trade that protects you from Nvidia falling. In fact, it's one of my biggest positions now. And I don't care if Nvidia goes up slightly. I'm still getting paid these massive dividends because they have a thing. You guys can look it up. You can Google it. They do a thing called a short strangle. And so as long as you don't get these massive moves higher, the derivatives are paying you. Remember, big money sells call contracts. They sell put contracts. You know, the dumb money buys these things. They're the speculators. Well, you trade with the big money, you know, and you just sit there and just collect a premium every month. You know, I feel like a slumlord.
Okay, from your stocks. Okay, I think I'm an advanced trader, but I'm not. When I hear Bob talk, it just I always learn so much. So that's why check out bobstradingclass.com, because again, beginning, intermediate, and advanced trading, we're going to cover it all on this one. Got a great program set up for you guys, and I'm really glad that you did this. And you know, again, through Saturday, the price will be $3.99. Then it's going to go up to the regular price. So take advantage of it now and sign up today. And we won't raise the price until Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, and look, just so you know too, is that the way we constructed the system, you don't have to be an advanced trader.
No, that's the point.
Yeah.
And that the one thing is that there's a lot of people that have written me and said, "Gosh, I don't know anything about trading stocks. Can you help me as a novice get into the market?" So we're going to cover that. But there's a lot of people out there that are like, "Yeah, I got advanced training," and they may just be intermediate. Everybody wants to be smart, and I get that. But this is the perfect class for you. And Bob will take all the time. He'll answer all your questions, and you'll have access to him that day. And it was great last time. And but like everything, whenever I have an event, I always sit back afterwards, and we had lunch after that. We're like, what worked, what didn't, what did you like, what did you not like? And the one thing was, we never have enough time to promote this thing. So you got over basically a week right now to do this. So sign up today, man. Check it out and take a look at it. Now, let's get into a couple of things. What do you think about precious metals in 2025?
I think it's going to be their year. Because right now, with the dollar strengthening, is causing people some angst, but it's going to, dollar's going to roll over, and it's going to help precious metals out a lot. And the I think Trump's policies are going to be precious metal friendly, and same with energy too. It's going to be drill baby drill, and it may not help the price of oil, but it's going to help the people who produce the oil, and that's what you want to invest in.
I wanted to tell you something that Jack Haney, the CEO of Patriot Gold, quoted you on our last video, and he's like, even Bob Kudla says the sky's the limit when it comes to metal. So that was great, because I always, I wonder, like, hey, do these people really watch my stuff? And they do, so that's nice. But gold and silver, stack silver, buy gold. That's what we've always said. And I believe it's going to be a massive year. And, think about it. A year ago, Bob, Jack and I were talking about gold hitting $2,000 an ounce. Now we're talking about hitting $3,000 an ounce.
Yeah,
it's been a great performing asset class this
yeah,
year.
and especially with China in the world of hurt here, they're sucking gold out of the world as fast as you can imagine. And 3,000, I think, is going to be there. I think we'll probably see all-time highs in silver again here in the next 18 months. So I personally am not a stacker. I'm a trader. So I own and I'm buying more gold and silver miners.
Okay.
And in fact, they have a high yield one for GDX too. So if you want to, you can own if you think GDX is going to go up over time, you can own this product, and you're collecting a premium at the same time. So pretty awesome stuff.
Awesome. Okay, energy. Let's go back to that. I know that Exxon has always been a big holding for you and your family, and you think so? You really feel that drill baby drill is going to be good for the gold stocks?
Yeah, I mean, oil production in the United States is collapsing right now, and that's why oil hasn't gone down. Remember I told you I'm not selling my energy? I said they're not going to sell it off.
Yeah.
It's because the production keeps falling. And so it's going to take a year for Trump's policies to permeate into the production side of the market. So you're going to see the drillers, like Devon Energy and ExxonMobil, the integrated Oxy, starting to get a bid. Warren Buffett owns a boatload of Oxy.
Mm-hmm.
Oxy's undervalued right now. He owns Chevron. Chevron's undervalued right now. ExxonMobil's undervalued right now. And remember, these guys make money no matter what happens to the market. So if oil goes down, they make money on the spreads with gas. Oil goes up, they make money on the higher oil. Natural gas has been going up, they make money on natural gas. They produce chemicals. So that's a nice, safe way to play it. And then even ExxonMobil has one of these high yield products. Does 20% annual yield on them. So they even do a little bit better than me selling calls against it.
Okay.
And so there's, like I said, even these big names are out there. And but tech's gonna take the biggest hit because it's absolutely mind-bogglingly overvalued.
I am telling you this right now. I have learned so much about AI, just let's say since the first of the year. The classes I've taken, the experts. I know people that have health bots, people that have news bots, all these different things that they've created for their businesses. And he said, I had one guy last night that was schooling me on this, saying, Dan, you're going to be able to buy a supercomputer this year that would have cost you, hundreds of thousands of dollars. That will be $3,000 in the coming months.
It came out last week.
Yeah.
NVIDIA just announced a $3,000 with a super chip in it. And so it's just amazing. But a warning though, just because that stuff's being hyped doesn't mean those stocks are going to be hyped. Those stocks have already run.
Yeah.
And they've outran themselves for the next 5 years.
What we were talking about in that, you talked about layoffs, you talked about people losing their jobs. This is going to be a game changer. I have, I've had 4 friends now that are in different industries that are of my age that are like, what, I got to make a change right now. I'm worried that this company my position may not be here a year from now. I've got to get a better job. I've got to get a side hustle. I've got to get some more money, which is the way to think about this. We should all do that, because in Southern California right now, the fires are still burning. We're in Orange County. We are 40 miles away from the fires right now, and it's blowing that way. It's not blowing towards us. And this is going to completely change insurance around the country. I mean, the insurance companies are going to be hit with the biggest fire damages in the history of their companies. And again, I said this on a previous video, State Farm looks like geniuses now because they pulled out of the marketplace, and the only thing they have to deal with is their existing policies and nothing new.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see these insurance companies sue the government, the governor of California, for basically gross neglect, and because he did everything he could to fight these things. But this is the world we live in today. All the easy money is out and gone. But you have to embrace these changes. You can't fight them. And with AI, look, we use the bots, for our graphics. We used to have to pay somebody to do it, and now we just literally talk to Grok, and Grok pops it out for us in 5 minutes. And we have algorithms. If we wanted to, every time I say or quiet on this thing, we could have a bot that would take it out. I mean,
it's fascinating.
It's amazing
what's Dan
what's
gets
coming
to
up.
edit these videos. Isn't that great? I get to be the one to work until 2 o'clock in the morning. But okay, so why have we not seen interest rates on mortgages drop yet?
Yeah, because it's the mortgages are tied to the 7 and 10 year rates, and they're moving up now because they're still worried about inflation. So usually you get it's the inflation rate plus 3.5% is kind of what the 10 year should be at. And so realistically, if they say we're at 3%, we should have a 5.5, 6% 10 year, and we're not even at 5%. So the market would tell you that they're underpriced. So mortgages are sitting at 7 and 8%. That's what they're expecting inflation not to come down. I'm here to tell you that we'll be talking deflation some point in one of these videos that Dan and I are going to do.
Wow.
Yep.
But it's okay. Well, is that going to make housing prices go from $1 million here in Southern California to $2 million?
No,
I think
everything's going to fall together.
Yeah. I think that it's funny. I've talked to you guys about this. Houses I've looked at in the hills, the foothills, and here in Orange County, that I'm so glad today as I wake up that I did not buy those houses. But I couldn't get insurance here in Southern California for some of these houses because they felt that no one's going to get you insurance. Now you know why. When you have a hillside that just gets taken out in a day, you're going to see this. It's going to be a problem, and you're going to see a lot of houses that these people have owned. And you've seen the interviews. We talked about this. These people that were sitting there, and grandma owned the house, paid for, and they got rid of their fire insurance. These people are beyond bankrupt. If anybody has a mortgage, February 1st is going to roll around real quick for these people.
Well, also, earthquake insurance, but Orange County real estate is gonna probably skyrocket for the next 2 or 3 years, because you're talking tens and 15s and 20,000s of people that lost homes for years. It's gonna take 3 years plus to rebuild. Look at Lahaina in Maui; they still haven't started building most of those houses back. It's been 2.5 years. So that's what's gonna happen here too. So if you're in Orange County, you're lucky. You're in God's country. Real estate's gonna hold firm, and you have a responsible government. But LA is going to be a mess for a while, but the rest of the country, everything's softening. So, my view on real estate is real estate's to live in, not to speculate in.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so any other sectors, that you think are going to be hot? Do you think AI's played out right now?
AI's played out, tech's played out. You're looking at gold's going to be a good play, energy's going to be a good play. The short side of the market's going to be a good play. The bond market's going to be a good play. Those are all the areas that you're gonna do well with. Anything that's a high paying dividend, as rates fall, those companies will hold firm.
One thing that you've talked about is your dividend stocks that everybody loves to hear. Is there any 3 or 4? I know you'll do a bunch during the class that you're going to do, but anything that you can recommend right now off the top of your head?
Well, the best traditional dividend paying companies are the pipelines, and I personally own USAC, which is they do compression pumps for the natural gas pipelines, and they've been paying an 8% dividend ad infinitum. The shippers pay really good dividends, and now with Trump maybe banning Costco, COSCO, not Costco, from bringing their ships onto our country. Excuse me. You got like a company like Zim, who's an Israeli company, may be able to take up the slack.
So we're in a shipping recession right now, but international shipping, as far as ships on boats, you think is still going to be good?
Yeah, because they just will take ships off the market, and their rates will go up. Sorry, I'm coughing.
Okay.
But shipping's good, pipelines are good, energy's good.
I'm gonna get Bob a drink in a minute.
I know. Gosh.
Okay. So
you're making me cry.
Let's close this video out, okay, guys? Bob'sTradingClass.com. Use the link below to sign up for it through Saturday. It'll be $399. Again, I've seen classes for 10 times this. Thank you for doing this. It's the 15th of January after the market closes. And, it's PST. It will be Zoom style. You don't need to come out. It's not going to be live or anything like that. We are going to do a live event this year, though. We're going to work that out too, so people can come out and hang out with us.
We'll be live. We'll be live for the training. When I mean live, I mean be live Zoom. And so you'll definitely like it. And you just build your questions up when I'm done monologuing. We just will answer all the questions.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And you'll like it. It's definitely worth your money. What you get out of what we do is far more than what we charge for it. And like I said, people tell me I should be charging thousands of dollars for this. I've never done it. I never will. It's just not who I am.
I'm telling you, man, love it. When we don't get a dose of Bob for a while, then we get all these questions. And when's Bob coming back? It's 2025, Dan. What are you doing? So this worked out great today. Okay, so thank you. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, sign up for Bob's class, bobstradingclass.com. Email any questions you have to us at hello@iallegedly.com. But thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you at the trading class. But you'll see us all real soon as well.
Great. Thank you.